Welcome to our series on the art of communication. I've come to see that a really big thing that's wrong in the world, in our personal lives, is we have forgotten how to communicate. The answer is always that I'm going to propose for good communication, which is essential to a happy marriage, good relationships between people and between nations. You see, when things are going right for us as individuals and between us and those closest to us, such as a spouse, believe it or not, that expands to things going right globally. So the principles we're going to communicate in this series is going to be applied to ourselves in our most personal lives, things closest to us, people closest to us, and also then to global politics. And if we learn to communicate according to God's design, remember, everything is always about God's design, because that's what works best. The problem with us in the world is that even if we are religious, think we're good Catholics, we tend to leave it here in the church. And we go out from church and we're basically like everybody else. We're doing what the world is doing because we are taught to make this disconnect, this false disconnect. Church, state, do your religion there, but then leave it there. Now we're in the real world, and this is how we live the rules of the real world, which, as you can see, those rules have turned the whole world to trash, destroying marriages and family. We don't get it. So we don't want to leave the key to harmony in the church. We want to take it to the world. The church informs the world of right reasoning. Oh yeah, no, we're not imposing our religion on anyone. Nonsense. We're taking truth entrusted to us by God, not made up by any human being, not by me, not the Pope, not you, not Putin, not Trump. God's truth is entrusted to the church for the good of all mankind, all nations, all people, all marriages. We are to take that truth to the world. Not just keep it to ourselves because we don't want to impose our religion. It has nothing to do with religion. No, our faith is not about religion. It's about fundamental truth, the truth of God, the blueprint for life, the way things work. We didn't create this universe. We didn't create this life. We didn't create our own lives, although we act like it. God did. And He gave us the blueprint for it, the way to live in what He created. Now, when we take those principles and apply them, things work well. When we ignore them, don't know them, or refuse to apply them because we know better, which we think we do, then things go sour. The first thing in communication we're going to see in the wisdom of the icon, again, the church has the key. If you're not connected with the church, if you're not living a life of the church, understanding its wisdom, you're a very sorry person. You're at a real deficit. And then that is taken to the global level. That's how we have wars. Because the persons don't follow God's blueprint within their own hearts. They become leaders and they take that to the world, and we have war and hate and destruction, and we're on the verge of complete annihilation of the human race with nuclear bombs. Simple as that. So what is the blueprint for communication? Let's go to the wisdom of the church. Not you, not me. We don't have that wisdom. You don't have it. You think you do. We all think we do. Putin thinks he does. Everybody thinks they do. They're all God. They all know better. They don't know anything. The church knows. Because God is present in the church. Church is the body of Christ on earth. That's where the wisdom is. Look at the icons. In the icons, we have usually very small, almost hidden mouths. We have rather pronounced ears and a very pronounced forehead. You know what the wisdom the icon is portraying? It's not just a pretty picture. It is that say little, say less. Open your ears, listen more, and that will make you wise and holy. So we have to start with the art of listening. Communication is two ways. It's dialogue, it's speaking and listening. But the greater part of it is listening. But we don't know how to listen to one another. And that's what we're going to be talking about first. The first thing you'll need to practice the true art of listening is to divest yourself of yourself. All your prejudices, what you think of the person, what your feelings are, what you hear, what you're told, empty yourself. You're an empty receptacle. You're going to be present to the person as a completely empty receptacle. Don't think about anything. Don't be criticizing and analyzing their words as they're going into your head. Not at first. We want to be present and completely open, no matter who they are. If it's our enemy, that no good so-and-so. Empty, empty. I know that's hard. That's why I'm doing this series. Because this is critical. It's critical to marriages. It's critical to whether the world goes into nuclear war or not. Oh yeah. Empty yourself of yourself. Because you see, every human being is made in the image and likeness of God. Even if they don't act like it, they still are in the image and likeness of God. And every human being experiences things in life as they grow up. And we act and think largely based on what those experiences were. Ideologies that were fed, good experiences, bad experiences, traumatic ones. All that goes into us. And we act out of those experiences, the sum total of all of that. So when we are being present to someone, really listening to them, we're trying to also be aware of maybe where they're so-called coming from. What is their background? What are they really after? Why are they the way they are? What are they really looking for? What are they really saying? So it's a matter of divesting ourselves and sort of absorbing that person that we're with. Even if we don't like them or they don't like us or we see them as a no good, an enemy, even then, empty and absorb. Big ears, which go to the mind and heart or soul. That's why you get wise, holy. That's our first lesson. It's the first in a series of the art of real communication. I'll call it Christian communication because that's the only real way. Christ is the answer for everything. I hope you'll stay tuned because we really, really, really need to go back to school and learn how to be human beings again, whether individually or on a global level. And the best way is to learn how to communicate